What is going on, guys? It's MrAeroHD, and we are here for the first ever drift update video, at least on this channel. So I'm just going to go over the way we're going to be running this and how we're going to be testing it and the way of the video. So I'm going to be doing this really fast. It's not going to be a super in-depth thing, and obviously it's just going to be my first impressions. So if you guys want to see what it looks like when I have a little bit more time with it, then go check me out on Twitch, because I will be streaming this for the majority of today. Again, this is not, I'm sure I'm going to have to change the tunes to get this to work properly, but I'm just going to try and do one car, 3 different tracks, a short track, a medium track, and a longer track, and see what the difference between not having the angle mod or the drift update or the drift suspension and then having the drift suspension does to the car. So again, I know that I really should, maybe, get some time with it and practice and da-da-da-da-da, but what I'm going to be doing is just, I'm adding Suzuka for my long track. I'm going to pick Road Atlanta for my tight track, and then I have a section on the airfield that we can do that's more of a medium speed, and then we're going to be comparing how the car handles before and after, and not making any tuning changes. We just want to see what the drift suspension does all by itself, and I'll be giving you my opinions on that. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to be starting at the Road Atlanta circuit. Something I just want to point out, they added a test drive menu, boys. This is something they've had in older Forzas. Obviously, I haven't had time to go through the patch notes or anything, but if you go to tuning and upgrades, tune, you can press Y now, and it brings you to test drive, so you don't have to back all the way out. That's amazing, and I'm so happy they finally did that. So we're going to start here because this is one of my favorite tracks. I'm going to make sure this tune is good without the drift suspension, and then we'll go over how the car feels beforehand. Okay, so we're at the top of the hill, just warmed up the tires on the way, and let's see what it's what. And we're going to do a 50 roll up till the line. That's pretty good angle from, again, we're not on the drift suspension yet. This is on the regular race suspension. This car has a fully built SR as well on 265 sport tires, and it's also very light, 2,500 pounds. Pretty good. Oh, bit of a quick flick there, but a pretty good run. All right, so we're on our hashtag medium-sized track. So there is some tight corners here, but there's, I think, 2 or 3 big power sections. So I just want to try it somewhere that's a bit more, like, less narrow than Road Atlanta. Road Atlanta's got really only those two, there's 2, I don't want to say sweepers. Also, this track is super flat, so we're not going to be really affected by elevation changes or bumps in the road or whatever. So let's go. For those who have not seen this section before, it's something that me and my friends run for open lobbies and stuff. I don't know if we came up with it, but so that's fun. You ride the wall there. Again, pretty. This car is super smooth, but it's an S13. That's why I picked it. I was gonna run my Jag, but I figured we get a more stable control vehicle. And nothing really exciting to report so far. Oh, big twitch. Probably might be a little too stiff, but still very drivable. Go around the shadow there. And then this is really high speed. So you can grab the wall again, kind of. A little bit of a shallow there. Definitely running into the limits of what the steering angle can do. Shouldn't have hit the brake. Oh boy. Tune is definitely not excellent, but it's very drivable. And come around the last corner again. Tires are already fried. And across the line, a pretend line that I just made up. Alright, we've got Suzuka left, and then we can throw on the angle mod and see what we can do. Alright. Cleared the cones out of the way. Keep in mind I'm not the best Suzuka driver, but I'll give it my best try. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself. I'm gonna run a little shallow. Very twitchy. That's more my fault than the cars. And then good exit. So let's get to the exciting part, shall we? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I recorded the screen to make sure the tunes would be exactly the same, minus the steering angle. So let's go back to the tune car setup. So I'm going to look at my tune, because it's going to reset your spring settings and your alignment and that kind of stuff. So this is what it gives you out of the box. I'm going to move mine back to exactly what it was before. So it's -2, and then I had this as 7. We're going to leave this steering angle at 60. Apparently changing it changes the acronym and stuff, so it could affect how the car actually handles. It doesn't change your anti-roll bars, obviously. It only changes stuff involved in the suspension. So if you want to make sure you have the exact same tune, I'm assuming you're going to need way different builds for both. So just keep that in mind. Actually, the stock tune that it gives you is not terrible, which is pretty cool. You know, so if you guys are I know a lot of people are like, I don't know how to drift tune, like I really have a lot of problems with it. You know, the setup that comes out of the box here is actually not that bad. It doesn't get you any lower ride height, unfortunately. So there's no like hot boy potential stuff, but you know, we take what we can get. We already have a max steering angle, and they completely reworked the point setup for those who care. But yeah, that's it. We should be good to go here on the road of the Atlanta. Perfect. Oh my god. Look at the brake. It's so wild. And it changes the... Look. Oh, that's so cool. You can't really tell at speed. You know, I'm doing the slalom here. I think for controller, it was probably nerfed. I'm obviously on a controller. Line it up, and let's go. This is the track I'm most excited for, so I feel like in the loop, we're going to be able to get the most gains. Let's see what happens. Haven't used all the lock yet. Oh my god. Yeah, we're going to have to completely retune the cars. As soon as I touch the lock, the car's like, I got this. Oh man, this is difficult. This is tricky. Oh my god! This is so hard. So basically, all that twitching you see me do is because I don't need all the steering angle, right? I don't know what stock steering angle was in this game, but I can't imagine it was that much. Let's try to throw him. That was a backwards entry. We'll just reverse it. Backwards entry. As soon as I start steering, the front tire's like, okay. No problem. We got this. So at least with this setup on the controller, to be smooth. Oh my god. And then it just comes back. So at least with this setup to be smooth on the controller, you have to throw a lot of angle. It's going to be very unforgiving. It's going to be very unforgiving if you don't throw a ton of angle. But kind of like how it is in the actual game. It's exemplified by like 100. Again, I do think the tunes are going to need to be changed. But I felt like that would have spoiled the purpose of this experiment. Oh my goodness, we're going to reset that. Again, this is just first impressions. Oh my god. Went up the hill. Big angle. So the run I ran, the comparison run, was actually pretty good. Other than this crazy twitch. Guys, this is insane. This is insane. I was afraid that maybe... I thought maybe it was going to be too difficult for a controller. That's still a very hot button topic. But I think, at least at this point, first impressions, this is going to be tunable. It's just going to be different than any other tuning we've ever done in this game. So, like, I'm so stoked. Look at that steering angle. Look, you can see the brakes, dude. Oh, and you can see the... Oh, that's neat. When did you think you'd... When did we ever think we'd be getting that kind of steering angle in Forza? Never is the correct answer. Alrighty, back on the airfield. Turn the car around. It seems to only do its drift steer thing when it's counter steering. And entry. Alright, that was my mistake. So that angle was probably achievable with regular suspension. Number one, I was holding it. And number two, it was easy. Or I was holding speed. Normally when you're at max angle on like the race suspension, it's hard to pull big angle like that. Oh my goodness, I'm driving so bad. It's hard to pull big angle and hold the speed properly. So we'll do 2 laps here, because I think that's how long the tires last. Yeah, counter steering is just completely changed. I haven't changed anything but, oh my god. That's dumb. Getting a little bit, I think I'm going too fast. Like, I'm just not used to being going this fast. It makes me, I feel like I'm going faster. Maybe it's just placebo. Maybe I'm just so excited. It seems like when you're in the tighter corners, at least on controller, it doesn't really change much. I figured it'd be super flicky, like it would be hard to catch and hard to rotate, but it seems before you get to max angle, like your max steering angle, it just handles almost the same, which is fine. And the last lap here. Yeah, I'm just not used to being able to be on the gas like that. Normally I have to feather, but now I can just pitch it in and floor it. Which is so fun. These cars are going to be able to use a lot more power now. So this game, like, there was a threshold of where you could just keep adding horsepower, but it wouldn't really do anything. But now I think that bigger power numbers may actually be useful without having to put on a bigger tire or run stupid low PSI in the rear. Can I come back from this? Okay, no. It's still, you can still spin. You can still get a little bit excited. So I'm going to go to Suzuka, where I think this is actually be super useful. So far, again, first impressions is that definitely going to need to be changing your setups, and does not respond well to medium, we'll say medium angle. I know that's probably not the best term for that, but it doesn't respond well to like being pussyfooted. This suspension, at least with this car and this setup, responds to being thrashed, which I love. I'm hoping that I can tune some of this twitchiness out. It is there, but it's not like Forza 5 where no matter what you do, you can't get around it. From what my experience so far is that you just kind of have to drive it harder, which is, I'm completely okay with that. Of course, this is version 1. I don't know if they're going to update the drift suspension, maybe to fix it. We can also change our steering angle. We can change it in increments of like the decimal, right? So if 60 is too much, like as in like it's too responsive and it's too twitchy, or for whatever reason we want to run a car that, you know, has steering mods but isn't quite the full WiseFab. I'm not quite sure how much steering angle WiseFab has. I would assume it's something in the 60s. But if we want to run something that's not super crazy on the steering angle, you can do that. We're back on here in the nice sliding. Let's see what changes we made. Oh my god, we hit the curb there. I'm like, we're gonna spin, and then nope, we're good. You go wide there. That was my fault. This game just got dummy easy. Oh my goodness. So yeah, definitely my front end, at least for this setup, just feels way too responsive. I want to keep the angle though, so things we might do is just soften the front anti-roll bar, or maybe stiffen it. I don't know. This is why we're going to stream it. This is why we're going to spend a couple hours trying to figure out the setup, and this is why we picked the S13. Because the S13 is probably the best base car for this kind of stuff, or one of the best base cars for this kind of stuff. You know, if I need a comp car that I need really fast, S13 is usually my go-to. You know, we had the V8 in it. We could have ran with the V8 in it, but You know, this might have something to do with the weight too. Maybe if the car was a bit heavier, it wouldn't feel as sporadic. But this is definitely like the least comfortable I felt with the car on any section. Road Atlanta was fine. Here, or at the airfield, it was okay. Actually, I preferred the airfield was my favorite. Here is really tricky. It's doable. You kind of have to unlearn everything you've learned. Yeah, my line, like, the run there was okay, but my line was terrible. My line was really, really bad. Again, we're going to do one more. But, like, so far, again, I keep trying to repeat myself. Initial impressions is, this is great. I don't know if 60 degrees of angle, at least on controller. On wheel, I'm sure, like, you're not going to feel like, it's just going to feel like amazing. But on controller, it's very unpredictable at the moment. I'm sure with a couple more, like, it's basically a whole new game now. It feels completely different. All right, this is about what angle you'd expect, but you can hold it easier now. So even if you don't, even if you don't go for dummy angle, you can hold the regular angle with a lot more control. So you see there, I like got to the middle of the corner, went to counter steer, and then it just kind of twitched. So I got a counter steer a lot later than I think I do, which I think is my main problem. But that was my first impressions of the drift suspension. If you guys want to watch me play around with this a little bit more, follow me on Twitch. I do Forza 7 streams at least every Tuesday. We're trying to go for 10,000 followers there, I think is the next goal. We just hit 4. So follow me on Twitter. Want to hear my opinions on this kind of stuff? Subscribe here if you want to see more videos like this one. I am posting videos of my esports, air quotes, esports drifting career. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.